Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today, guys, I got a weekly roundup of all of the new things that we've learned about the new season and future things that we're going to see within the Rainbow Six Siege title. Before we get into our first point, I want you guys to go down to the comments and comment how you're liking Shadow Legacy so far. I'm seeing a lot of mixed reviews. Some people are in love with the game again, and some people are just quitting the game in general and hate it. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Personally, I'm on the more loving side. I love the new update. And considering the whole Ubisoft team is working from home, I think they killed it. Minus a few things, or minus a few confusions with the roadmap, as in we didn't get a skyscraper rework, we actually got a chalet rework, and we're missing Tachanka. And that leads me to my first piece of news that I got for you guys. This is from Dev Tracker. So Dev Tracker just allows us to track what the devs are commenting throughout every single platform. So this one in specific is from Steam, and this is in response to someone hating on the new season for not having the Tachanka. And Ubi Shorman, a Ubisoft account, the Tachanka release is still planned for this season, and that was posted yesterday. So at this point, this is kind of expected, as we did not get that second rework and we did not get a defender for this season. In the past, we've always had an attacker and defender in every single DLC, but this season was a little bit different. They probably got a little bit delayed from COVID, but it could also just be a strategic thing to release Tachanka in the mid-season patch notes. I'd assume that his elite's going to come out with him whenever he does get released finally, and my best guess would be during the mid-season patch notes, because that's when player base usually starts falling off. So if they add a new operator in there, that could rejuvenate it, plus having that elite skin in there as well. If you guys haven't seen the elite skin, we had a video on it just a few weeks ago. You could probably just type in Tachanka elite and it'll be the first one that comes up. And for all you waiting for the shield black ice camo, you should probably feel a little exhale here, as finally we are getting some skins for shields. Now granted, we've had a few shield skins, but they haven't actually been dedicated to skins. Either they're universal, or we have the gift skins, which basically just mean you get these no matter what, and it just has the shield operator icon over it, which is not cool. So if you guys have been following Siege for a while very closely, you would know that the Ella Elite also came with a little leak of a shield, and this was a concept art completely, and it was just showing her artsy self, and she painted that exact picture on Montaigne's shield, and that's exactly what the skin is that we're getting for Monty. So the bad news is the Ella Elite was leaked a year ago, and as it sits right now, Black Ice was leaked about 6 months ago. So if it is falling under the same timeline, we're looking at about 6 months until Monty gets a Black Ice skin. I'm going to throw up a few screenshots here of the Black Ice shield. It looks pretty epic, but it's actually not a epic skin. It's actually looking like it's going to be a legendary skin whenever it does come out. Now this could change. This was from the test server when they just kind of teased it to us for a week or so back in February actually. But my guess is why it's a legendary skin is because this skin was for the Black Ice Operation Black Ice way back whenever Yacht came out years ago, year one actually. So for them to release a seasonal skin for Black Ice, which was a season in year one, I'm sure that is probably why it would be legendary. And for all my console friends, this right here might make you excited. Try holding down the pause button on console. I don't know if this has been fixed yet, but whenever this has happened, this has been all over Reddit the past few days, a typing menu actually comes up and it allows you to actually see type your message here, which if you don't know, in PC, if we hit T for type, we're able to actually chat with each other. So on console, it looks like that feature may be coming. This very well could be a glitch, but this would be pretty interesting to see. I don't know of any first-person shooter game, at least a big game like Rainbow, that has this feature on Xbox or PS4. Let me know of any if you guys have any, but I know the big first-person shooter game titles, they don't have this feature. So it would be interesting to see, but at the same time on console, it's going to take a while to be able to type out a full message if you don't have one of those keypad thingies. Or maybe they could just be using this to test how fast people are sending messages, and that can determine if they are on keyboard and mouse. Who knows? One thing we do know though is Rainbow Six Quarantine is going to be coming soon. We know it was supposed to be released way back and around March, but then of course real quarantine happened and that got delayed a little bit. They haven't actually officially delayed the game, but if it was supposed to be released in March, obviously it's delayed. Ubisoft support tweeted a few days ago on the 9th actually. They tweeted, "We do apologize that there wasn't an update for Quarantine. We recommend keeping an eye out on our official Twitter feed for any updates relating to Quarantine. We hope you enjoyed the show otherwise." The show they're talking about is Ubisoft Forward. They didn't mention Quarantine in it, and it kind of annoyed a few people because they've been talking about this game and hyping it up for years now. And this is going to be kind of a sequel to Siege, and this should be pretty similar to Year 3 Season 1, if you guys remember when we had that zombie outbreak game. game. It's still going to have every character that Rainbow Six has. It's going to be very immersed inside of the world of Siege. So that's where the excitement comes from the Siege community, because we get to see our favorite operators head into a different type of aspect, into a co-op game, which should be pretty fun to play whenever you're tired of the competitive FPS feel. So this 3-person tactical co-op shooter should be set sometime in 2020. We were looking at around Q2, but we might be looking around now Q4, as in which part of the year it's coming in. So Q4 is probably when the best time to look out for this game is. So that is anywhere from now-ish to around December. If it's delayed even further than that, then who knows about the future of Rainbow Six Quarantine. But stay tuned for that. And if you want to stay updated on Quarantine, I'm going to be doing these whenever there's a good amount of news to cover. So you're going to get probably weekly to bi-weekly uploads of news content. It's going to be weekly roundups of everything related to news instead of posting every single individual thing like I used to do. So subscribe for that. And the last thing I want to talk about, because this is in the recent news, is the Battle Pass and the new season in general. This Battle Pass came to somewhat of a surprise. Usually we see the Battle Pass come a few weeks into the new season, but this time we are getting it straight off the launch, and it's going to be longer than usual. Usually the Battle Pass is around 27 days. This one's going to be 38 days, so you have more time to complete all the levelings. And no one knows why we don't just have season-long battle passes like everyone else does, every other game that has battle passes, which is most games nowadays. Because we really got to grind for these. We're thinking around 1.5 to 2 games per battle pass level or tier. So you're looking at around 100 games in the next 38 days. And just to add, we have 70 levels this season for our battle pass. So it's a grind to get up to level 70. The battle pass does follow a Splinter Cell theme. So if you're into that game, you will love this battle pass. And if you are missing out on the goggles of Sam Fisher, even if you don't buy the premium battle pass, at tier 66 you get a operator headgear with the goggles. They aren't the best goggles, but I'm sure they're saving that for an elite skin down the road. We could probably expect a real suit for Sam Fisher, as in a suit he actually wore in one of the games, instead of looking like an elderly retired man. But guys, that is the weekly roundup, the first ever weekly roundup that I have ever done. Stay tuned into the channel tomorrow. I'm going to have a channel update, just a state of the channel and my future plans with the channel. If you want to get a head start though, go ahead and follow and subscribe to the second channel. That is going to be a new channel that we post a lot of fresh content on. Much different from the main account. This account is really focused towards getting better tips, tricks, news, top 5s, etc. If you want to see what that channel is about, there's going to be a video on that channel, the first ever video. So for all of you guys that stick with me, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.